Hey guys, what's up? So I bought a new deck box and I'm gonna review it, or I guess give a bit of an overview of the deck box. So this deck box comes from a company called Rubicon. It's my first experience with them, and I haven't bought any playmats or anything else from them, so kind of like a first for me. And yeah, what I liked about this particular deck box is the art that came with it, or the art that's inside of it, and the front cover here. So I don't know too much about the company. My only other experience with like deck box company comes from Gem Tech or Gem Accessories and Ultimate Guard, and those brands. So with Rubicon, it's my first experience with them. I saw this deck box on pre-order and stuff, and they were pretty much sold out pretty quickly. So I had to go through like a third-party website to find it and buy it. And yeah, it just looks really nice. Like as I open it up, you'll see um, the art and stuff. And basically, it's the Blackluster Soldier. I think it's the Envoy of the Beginning, but I'm not quite sure. I think it's the Envoy of the Beginning art. Anyways, yeah, it comes with a pretty. I think their standard box. There's nothing like, or at least out here is kind of just your standard box. There's nothing crazy to talk about. Doesn't really say anything about the deck box. I think it just says MK-1. Um, but yeah, so this deck box is very similar to the gem accessories. Very similar to the official Yu-Gi-Oh box, deck box, and supposedly it's got like leather. So it's supposed to be pretty durable. So I'm just kind of taking a look around at the box here, so you can kind of see all of the angles. So on the back, you got the brand, and it's kind of um, pressed in or imprinted into the deck box. It's kind of like a nice dark blue leather, and here you can kind of see Blackluster Soldier a little bit, and a bit of his helmets on the top, and his hair, either his hair or I forgot what the term is for the plume, I guess. Yeah, the plume for the helmet. Let's go ahead and open it up. And just a sheet of paper to protect the artwork. Anyways, this is what we're here for right here. So this inner art just looks absolutely beautiful. Um, and I think they got this particular art from I don't think it's made by them, because I think this particular art comes from a company that makes figures. Let me look it up real quick. I think it's from First Figures. I could be wrong. Let me look up real quick so I can get the right information here. Yeah, so if you're interested in this type of like Blackluster Soldier look, if you look up Blackluster Soldier figure from it doesn't say here. Mega a Monster Artworks figure, I guess is what the company that makes this particular figure. Yeah, Monster Artworks. So the figure itself goes for around $200 from what looks for what can what a guy can find online. I don't know much about Mega House in general as a figure company. Like First Figures is the one I know that makes a lot of like other Yu-Gi-Oh figurines and stuff like that. But either way, yeah, it looks really nice. Like Blackluster Soldier is one of my favorite monsters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh. Along with like the Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, and um, Red Eyes. But yeah, just very clean, very nice. The feel looks like it wouldn't peel off or anything. Maybe you probably have to take a knife to this or something for it to kind of like peel the ink off, but it doesn't look like it would rub off or anything. Maybe over time, if you're always kind of handling this portion of the deck box, maybe it will like fade or something like that. But that's time will tell, right? So as for the rest of the deck box, let's take a look at the internals. So it's a little bit different from like the gem accessories and the other deck boxes you might have seen. It's very similar to the official Yu-Gi-Oh deck box that you find in Japan. It's like all black and it's got like a little Millennium Puzzle. But the slots for these are switched, so this portion right here would be on the left, and the deck box portion would be on the right. It's kind of hard to describe it. You'll have to look it up yourself. But it's very similar to that. So I'm not sure which design came out first. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all made in like the same factory, honestly. But yeah, like just overall, it looks great. Design layout's pretty simple. You got your main deck here, and you slide this open. You got a little slot for your side deck, and then this kind of comes off here, and this is where you can put some of your accessories and stuff. What I do like about it over the Gemtech is like when I play my games, I usually need dice, and with the Gemtech sometimes I have, because the way it opens, this is not always accessible here. This is cool because you can like close this up and have your side deck here and have your dices here, which are nice. The only thing with this I don't really like here, it doesn't have a magnet, so because there's no magnet, this thing kind of just falls over on its own. It doesn't, with like a touch of your finger, it kind of just falls over on its own. So that'd be the only thing I would probably say that is a negative so far, from just me opening this up and experiencing it for the first time. So outside of that, the letter looks good. I think they could have maybe added a magnet. Well, I guess there's already a magnet for the flap itself, but no magnets for like this here. So this will also kind of just tip over on its own at a slight touch. So I wish there was like a magnet to kind of hold this, and then there a magnet to hold this flap. So that I think that would have been a design choice I would have probably done. So like they could have put a magnet maybe right here, and then like right here. This would keep this from just kind of collapsing on its own. And then if they put a magnet like right here and one right here, this portion right here, this would stop this from coming out. But then I guess that would make this deck box cost a lot more money. But I think it would be a simple change in design that they could maybe integrate in the future. Speaking of how much this deck box costs, it came out to be $45. So it's not the cheapest, not the most expensive thing ever. But yeah, it's still kind of pretty pricey, I guess, for what you're kind of getting. Definitely, you can find other deck box about equal quality, or for about $20 or so, especially from Ultimate Guard. Like I really like Ultimate Guard stuff. So, so this is definitely more of a show off type of deck box. But yeah, let's make some size comparisons, since I do have a couple of these deck boxes out, and yeah, then we'll wrap it up. So here for size, this is a 100 card EDH deck, a 100 card Sidewinder. So as you can kind of see, I'll even have a ruler out here. So just give you a base estimate of how wide this thing is. This thing is about 6.5 inches wide and about 3/4, I want to say, width, and height wise it's about 4.5. So yeah, not like terrible. Like it's about the same width as an Ultimate Guard. Let's put some cards in it actually first, just to see. So let me put a 100 card single sleeve EDH deck in here. Yeah, fits pretty well. So you could definitely fit a 100 card double sleeve, I would think, into this particular main slot right here. But yeah, 100 cards fits perfectly fine, comfortably. Yeah, not much to say about that. So let's take this out and put my deck back in. And then let's compare this to something more comparable, which basically would be this right here. This is the Gemtech, or Gem Accessories. I keep saying Gemtech because I'm more familiar with the firearm company, Gemtech, which makes suppressors and silencers, but that's a discussion for another time. Anyways, so yeah, let's close it up and let's compare it. So from the looks of it, the Rubicon deck box is a little taller. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but as you can kind of see, it's maybe like a 1/4 of an inch taller at most, and it's actually a little taller width wise too. So like on the width, you can kind of see slightly wider. So it's taller, it's wider, or yeah, taller and wide. What about this way? If you're looking at it this way, oh, they're about the same. I want to say, yeah, yeah, more or less. They can kind of match up. So, yeah, the Rubicon just a little bit taller, and a little bit wider, I guess. Not really that much noticeable, but yeah, as you can kind of see, they basically are like the same in terms of like the build qualities. You got like the same stitching. Leather does feel a little bit different. Now I don't know if this is real leather or not. Same thing with this. Have no idea. Like they say it's leather, you know, cruelty free, blah blah blah. I don't know about that. You know, like in terms of like what the material actually is. In terms of the feel, I do like this leather a little bit more because it has a bit more of a sway feel to it, so it's softer to touch. But in terms of durability, I think this leather is a little bit better. That's what I'm gonna probably say. So this feels a little bit better to touch, but it's softer, meaning over usage, it's probably gonna take it's probably gonna hold off a lot worse than this one, where this one's got like a more of a smooth texture, and you can kind of tell it's more. I wouldn't say more premium, but it feels like it could hold up better over time, as far as I can tell. Now let's take a look at the inside, right? So the inside, same thing with here. You can kind of see the different styles of artwork. Sorry if my camera's not catching all of this. I'm gonna move it up a little bit there, as you can kind of see. Yeah, so you got for here, I got the blue eyes. Here I got the Blackluster Soldier. Inside, obviously, you've seen gem accessories before. They got pretty simple, only one moving part really. So this comes out, this pops up, got your dice. This doesn't fall freely. It has a magnet, which I really like. Yeah. The only problem with this is like if you play, because I use this for Magic. I actually don't have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck in here, as you can kind of see. I actually use this for Magic card decks. Which apparently triggers a lot of people, but I like trolling people. So, but yeah, like what I like about, or what I don't like about the gem tech is like if I have planeswalkers or something that needs a dice, I'll play with my deck box like this. So sometimes I'll lift up the cover to take a dice out and put it back. So the cover's kind of sitting like this. That's the only thing I don't like in the middle of the gameplay when I need to access my dice. I kind of have the cover flipped up like that. But speaking of which, let me put some dice into the other one. So the Gem Tech carries about 12 big dice. I don't know what size these are. But yeah, let's take a look at the Rubicon. See how many dice they can fit in, or dice. I think they should fit about the same. I think maybe you can fit a little bit more. Maybe you can fit a little bit more here, but yeah, I want to say it's about the same. So the one thing I like about this is like I mentioned, when I'm if I'm playing a game, I can have access to my side deck, I have access to my tokens and my dice at the side without having this flap kind of interfering. Another point about that is I also like the way this looks. Like the sides look nice. Like this here looks, the same on both sides. So that's pretty good. Where the gem one, as you can kind of see, you can see the different how the dice tray is right here. You can see on the side. So they both have like pros and cons. I want to say, like the cons is like this one. I feel like would be a lot better if it had those magnets for the side portion, because I don't like how it kind of just falls over on its own. What I do like about this one is just for the playability. When I need to access my side deck or access the dice tray, it's a lot easier to access, where this one is a bit more of a hassle, I guess. But yeah, in terms of build quality, I wouldn't say they're about the same. Leather quality, I want to say this one's probably be a bit more durable. than this one. This one feels better to touch, feels softer, but you trade off with that. Size-wise, they're very negligible. The Rubicon is bigger compared to the Gem. Price-wise, they're about the same. They're both 45 bucks, more or less, if you can find them. Once these sell out, I know they jump up a lot in the secondary market. So if you can't find them now, you probably won't be able to buy them for, cheap. I managed to pick this one up at, I think, Toy Wiz was where I was directed to find it on the as a retailer. Since Rubicon sold out completely directly from their website, I had to go to Toy Wiz to pick them up. And I'm not sure if they're still on their website or not. They might have been sold out, or the prices might have upped. Or maybe you can find it on eBay, but like I said, secondary market's gonna be kind of ass on these, and they're probably cost probably double the price of what you would have originally paid for. So that's scalping. People will scalp these deck boxes. They are nice. They're definitely flashy. Like I always get compliments on like my deck box when I'm playing. And they do feel nice, and they're great to like if you need to just bring all your game accessories. And you don't want to bring anything else, just want to bring a backpack and your deck box and all the game accessory in one box. Yeah, they're definitely good for that. But the main con is, yeah, they're kind of pricey, and you can find similar quality stuff, if not better, for cheaper. Here's another deck box that you can kind of compare it to. This is the Ultimate Guard flipping tray, I think, or their double stack. This one's kind of beat up a little bit because I had it sit out in the sun for a while. Honestly, I forgot I even left it there. So it's taking a beating. In here, you got a dice tray and you got things to slide in and out, which is nice. Cards I have in here are just for Warhammer, so they're not really used anymore. But yeah, size-wise, you can definitely tell there's a huge size difference. Best way to kind of compare it is if you have the flipping tray on its side. It's definitely, oops, I knocked over my camera there. It is definitely wider or longer, I guess I should say. Yeah, so that's really it for this comparison, I want to say. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it, and I think I'm got my mat a little dirty. Gonna clean that up a little bit. Yeah, not much else to say. I think it's a pretty nice deck box. I just wish it had a little bit more magnets on this little tray thing, so it doesn't kind of just flop out on its own. The art looks fantastic. I hope it holds up. I really like this Black Luster Soldier art, and I hope the leather holds up. And it should be a pretty fun deck box to use and store your cards in there. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you have a good one. See you next time.